The serene landscape of Rio Rico, Arizona, often known for its tranquil beauty, became the backdrop for a chilling mystery that unfolded with alarming speed. Nancy Guthrie, a beloved member of her community, vanished without a trace, plunging her family and friends into an agonizing search. Her disappearance wasn't just a local concern, it quickly escalated into a national story, drawing attention from across the country as the days turned into weeks with no sign of her. The initial reports painted a picture of sudden, inexplicable absence, leaving investigators with few immediate clues. This wasn't a case of someone simply leaving, it was a void, a sudden silence where there had once been a vibrant presence. The stakes were immediately clear. A life was missing, and every passing moment amplified the urgency. Local law enforcement, quickly overwhelmed by the scope of the situation, began to coordinate extensive search efforts across the rugged terrain surrounding Rio Rico. Volunteers joined the police, combing through brush and desert, driven by a desperate hope to find Nancy. The air in the small Arizona town grew heavy with apprehension, as neighbors looked at each other with a mixture of fear and determination. The question echoed through every conversation: where was Nancy Guthrie? Her family, particularly her daughter Annie Guthrie, made impassioned pleas for any information, their voices raw with grief and uncertainty. The initial hours and days of a missing person case are always critical, and in Nancy's situation, they were marked by an intense yet fruitless search that only deepened the mystery. The community held its breath, hoping for a miracle, but bracing for the grim reality that often accompanies such profound disappearances. As the search for Nancy Guthrie intensified, the initial hope began to wane, replaced by a growing sense of dread. Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, joined the effort, bringing specialized resources to the remote Arizona landscape. The focus shifted from a simple search to a full-blown investigation, as detectives began to piece together Nancy's last known movements and interactions. Every detail, no matter how small, was scrutinized, every acquaintance questioned. The timeline of her disappearance became a critical puzzle, with investigators working tirelessly to identify any anomalies or suspicious circumstances. This was no longer just about finding a lost person, it was about uncovering what might have happened to her. Amidst the escalating investigation, the name Dominic Evans began to surface. Evans, Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, became a central figure in the unfolding narrative. His connection to the family and his proximity to the events leading up to Nancy's disappearance naturally placed him under scrutiny. The shift in focus from a general search to a specific individual marked a significant turning point in the case, introducing a new layer of tension and complexity. The community, initially united in their search efforts, now found themselves grappling with the possibility of foul play within the family's inner circle. The questions surrounding Evans's involvement grew louder, transforming the public's perception of the case from a tragic accident to a potential crime. This pivot in the investigation brought a new, unsettling dimension to Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, pushing the narrative into a darker, more intricate territory where answers were desperately sought but remained elusive. The investigation into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance took a dramatic and unforeseen turn when authorities detained Dominic Evans, her son-in-law. This development sent shockwaves through Rio Rico and across the nation, confirming the fears that foul play was indeed involved. The detention of Evans marked a critical juncture, transforming the case from a missing persons search into a criminal inquiry. Details surrounding his detention were initially scarce, but the implication was clear. Investigators believed Evans held crucial information, or worse, was directly involved in Nancy's vanishing. The family, already reeling from Nancy's absence, now faced the devastating reality of a loved one being implicated in the very mystery they desperately sought to solve. The legal process began to unfold, with Evans being held as a person of interest. The focus of the investigation narrowed considerably, centering on his actions and whereabouts around the time Nancy disappeared. Public interest surged, with news outlets like ABC News, Fox News, and NewsNation providing continuous updates, dissecting every piece of information that emerged. The human cost of this crisis became painfully evident, as Nancy's daughter, Annie Guthrie, found herself in an unimaginable position, torn between her mother's disappearance and her husband's detention. This was a family fractured by tragedy and suspicion, their private anguish now playing out on a national stage. The detention of Dominic Evans did not immediately provide all the answers, but it undeniably pointed the investigation in a specific, troubling direction, leaving many to wonder about the full extent of his involvement and the ultimate fate of Nancy Guthrie. Following Dominic Evans's detention, the legal proceedings began to shed some light on the complex circumstances surrounding Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, yet many questions persisted. The specifics of the evidence that led to his detention remained tightly guarded by investigators, fueling public speculation and intense media scrutiny. Reports from various outlets, including TMZ and Brian Enton, highlighted the ongoing nature of the case, emphasizing the meticulous work of law enforcement in building their narrative. The community of Rio Rico, still reeling from the initial shock, watched closely as the legal system navigated the intricacies of the investigation. This was a case built on layers of circumstantial evidence and the painstaking collection of facts, rather than an immediate clear-cut resolution. The family's ordeal continued, marked by a painful waiting game. While a person of interest was detained, the ultimate fate of Nancy Guthrie remained the central, agonizing question. The emotional toll on Annie Guthrie and the wider family was immense, as they grappled with the dual realities of their missing matriarch and the legal entanglement of a close family member. The case became a stark reminder of how quickly life can unravel, and how deeply a single event can impact an entire network of relationships. The legal process, by its very nature, is slow and deliberate, a stark contrast to the urgent need for answers felt by those closest to Nancy. This segment of the investigation was characterized by a methodical pursuit of truth, even as the emotional landscape for the Guthrie family remained one of profound uncertainty and heartbreak. The investigation into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance and the subsequent detention of Dominic Evans continues to be a poignant and complex narrative. While a significant step was taken with Evans's involvement, the ultimate resolution for Nancy Guthrie's family remains an elusive goal. The case serves as a stark reminder of the enduring pain and uncertainty that accompany such profound disappearances, leaving loved ones in a perpetual state of limbo. The legal system is now tasked with piecing together the full story, a process that demands patience and meticulous attention to detail. For the community of Rio Rico, the shadow of this event lingers, a testament to the fragility of peace and the sudden intrusion of tragedy. The broader implications of Nancy Guthrie's case extend beyond the immediate family, touching on themes of trust, community safety, and the relentless pursuit of justice. It underscores the critical role of law enforcement and the unwavering dedication required to navigate such intricate investigations. As the legal proceedings continue, the hope remains that clarity will eventually emerge, providing some measure of closure for those who have been so deeply affected. The story of Nancy Guthrie is not just a news report, it is a human tragedy, a call for vigilance, and a testament to the resilience of a family holding on to hope amidst profound sorrow. The search for truth in all its forms presses onward, a testament to the enduring quest for answers in the face of the unknown.